Here I am working with probably one of the shyest birds I've worked with. The only one that's shyer than this bird is its bonded partner. And this is a love bird, pretty young. And it basically came into the rescue as a feral bird. Very minimal human interaction, had been just loose in a room. So it hadn't even been in a cage prior to the foster. He has eaten out of my hand maybe 4 times and has landed on me once. Has yet to really, besides landing on me once, which I think might have been an accident, but it's okay. He hasn't really gotten to a step where he's willingly come towards me. It's more me meeting to him at this point. And right now it's just me meeting to him, waiting for him to eat some seed and get a little bit more comfortable around me, because he is, even though he's a little bit braver than his counterpart, he's still very afraid of me. Here he finally decides to take a bite, and this is 1.5 minutes after sitting there, which is progress, I would say. You know, it's better than he didn't fly away. I wasn't sure if he kind of looked like he was going to at the beginning, and he decided, okay, maybe I can eat some seed. And I start, I don't know when exactly, but I start pulling my hand away a little bit so he has to reach a little farther. And I really wanted him to take a step towards me in his cage. He has done it when he's outside of the cage, but in the cage he's a little bit more fearful, it seems. So that's why I wanted to work with him in his cage. Here I pulled my hand away. He had to reach a little bit farther, but I really wanted him to take like an actual step towards me and just kind of loosen up with his grip and relax a little bit and come towards me. Unfortunately, he never does that, but at some point he does start to relax a little bit, and you could see it. You could see it in his posture and what he's doing. I believe he's getting some darker feathers in on his head there. They look kind of weird. So he's kind of looking at my hand. He's deciding if he wants to go over there. He's really not quite sure what he wants, but I'm just holding still and seeing what kind of results I can get from him. He's looking around. He's starting to become a little bit more relaxed and puffing his feathers up more in a more relaxed manner, and it's not gripping onto the perch quite as tight. He's really checking me out. He wasn't like super hungry. He's a little bit sleepy because it is getting towards bedtime. So he might be a little less motivated than usual here. He's starting to sit up more, and he's less hunched over, and he's just relaxing while my hand's in there, which is great. That is fantastic. I don't care that he's not really eating the seed right now, but he's learning to be just relaxed while I'm around. It's just a very, very quiet, slow, boring training session, I would call it. It's not action-filled. There's not doing tricks. We're just standing around next to a bird that's not really moving or doing much. I'm not moving and doing much. But this is what it takes when you have a really skittish bird. Everything has to be very quiet and no fast movements. In the beginning, it's just gaining trust, and they need to learn to trust you, and kind of you have to be almost very predictable for the bird so that they start understanding, like, oh, okay, when this hand's here, this hand's just gonna sit there. It's not gonna try and grab me. It's not flailing around. We got all the birds talking. Then he starts adjusting his crop here, and he's getting a little sleepy. He starts actually preening when I'm right there, which is really exciting. I was really happy with that. I don't even care that he didn't step towards me. That right there is a huge step saying, hey, I'm getting a little bit comfortable with you sitting there. And he starts preening again. Those are such huge steps. And then he starts thinking about going over to the seat. He looks at it and he's like, I don't know. Yeah, he did really well in this training session, and I was very happy, even though I didn't really get what I was hoping for, which is just like taking a step towards me to get the food. He did sit there and he preened and he was relaxing, and he's starting to fall asleep with me sitting here, which is really great. Once again, he thought about going for the food. He puffed up, kind of like ruffled his feathers, and he's like, maybe I want that. By this time, my knees were killing me and my elbow was killing me from sitting in this position. And then the bunnies started banging the cage around, which was making him nervous. And so I was like, I'll give it a couple more minutes to see what we get. And he was just doing really well, though. But he just wasn't in a very food-motivated state, which is why I believe I didn't see quite the response I wanted to. But like I said, which is fine, because he was sitting there and he was preening next to me, and he was getting comfortable enough to think about falling asleep, which is really awesome. Yep, so the rest of this video is mostly just this. But it's kind of the reality of working with skittish birds. You have to go slow, take your time, be quiet, calm, be very thoughtful with your movements, thoughtful with the surroundings around you. Like I said, the rabbits were banging the cage, and that was making him nervous. And that affects, obviously, the training session. If he's nervous, even more nervous on top of being nervous, he's going to be less likely to come over. So you have to take a lot of things into consideration when you're training very skittish birds. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this will help you in your journey with your bird. Bye.